Rudy Giuliani on his podcast this week decided to launch a new theory as to what's really happening with Donald Trump and the investigations, and went on to suggest that this is, of course, why Trump should have pardoned himself before he left office. So without giving too much away, here is Rudy Giuliani in his own words telling us why he believes Trump should have given himself a pardon. Take a look.
But they're going to try to charge him with that, which is why he probably should have pardoned himself. Not because he committed a crime, don't you understand me? Because these people are criminals. They frame people.
So yeah, Trump didn't commit a crime, but the Democrats were definitely, no matter what, always going to try to frame him for a crime, which is why he should have pardoned himself. You know, not because he actually did it, but because Democrats would make it seem like Trump actually did do the thing that they're trying to make it seem like he did. If that doesn't make sense to you, good, because it doesn't make sense. Rudy Giuliani is, as per usual, spouting off nonsense. All right, this is a man that has been laughed out of the state bar in the state of New York. He has lost his license to practice law in Washington, D.C. because of his frivolous lawsuits and, of course, his unethical behavior. This is also a man, let's not forget, who's still under federal investigation for possibly not registering as a foreign agent, but lobbying the United States on behalf of a foreign power. That investigation's still happening. I think a lot of people have forgotten that Rudy Giuliani is under federal investigation right now. You know, and not just for January 6th. But Rudy Giuliani, as a lawyer, I know he's not in good standing in most states and he hasn't practiced in over a decade. You understand that accepting a pardon, even if you pardon yourself, according to the United States Supreme Court, is in fact an admission of guilt. So it wouldn't even matter if he was, being framed. By pardoning himself, he would have been admitting that he did do the thing, and therefore he loses certain constitutional protections like the right to not incriminate himself. So had he pardoned himself from all the January 6th stuff and perhaps everything throughout the rest of his life, he still, one, could have been held liable in civil court, and he wouldn't have the Fifth Amendment to protect him, and two, he could and would be forced to go and testify against everybody else. And Rudy, that includes you, buddy. So if Trump had pardoned himself, he would have gone in front of the January 6th committee and thrown everybody from John Eastman to Rudy Giuliani under the bus and said, these guys came up with the plan. I wasn't a part of it. Here's everything you need. Go arrest these SOBs. So Rudy, you should actually be glad that Trump did not pardon himself. Because if he had, you'd be in a lot more legal trouble than what you're already in. So, silver linings on that, Rudy. You may not have gotten a pardon, but Trump didn't either, and that's the only thing that prevented him from throwing you under the bus. And you're still out there defending him every day. And last we checked, he still hasn't paid your legal fees. All those lawsuits you filed. Has he paid the bills, Rudy? He won't even take your calls from what the reports have said. But you're still out there defending him because you just got to ride that gravy train all the way to rock bottom.
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.